With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Indianapolis Colts. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Now the Iowa State product, it's Kene Nwangu. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Second and 10. Play action. It's Jackson. Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards the pickup there.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. This defense for the Colts, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Play action. Now Jackson. He's going to go up top for the end zone. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. He's going to find his tight end, Boyle. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Kene Nwangu. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. On the handoff, Taylor. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. From the gun, it's Taylor. Taylor's got the 1st down and more. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. Give the Colts 13 yards and a 1st down.
Partner, it's not often that I expect running backs to eclipse 100 yards in back-to-back games, but he left 100 way behind last week. I think he's going to do it again. I'm expecting 150 or more.
And last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So if he does what you say he might, maybe he'll get another one.
Yeah, I think he's locked in.
Now they'll throw with Kaepernick. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Second and 11 at the 41. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this 1st quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Throwing on first down is Kaepernick. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Working from the gun, it's Kaepernick. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 40 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. They run with Taylor. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Come on, QB, come on. Check right, 27.
Throwing now is Kaepernick. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. Touchdown! Nyheim Hines, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails, because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know?
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Give him 30 yards there.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
They'll run on first down. Hines, and he'll take this one down to about the 40. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. Oh, leaping, and he makes the grab. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 30. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10. Give left side here for Nwangu. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down.
43 is the mic. Come on, D. Bang, 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 bang. Let's go. Take it. Sit hard. Mike's 43. Mike's 43. Here we go. Here we go.
To throw is Jackson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Chase Young in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. Play action. Now Kaepernick. And this is going to be incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from the defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense?
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. DeForest Buckner with a sack, the former number 7 overall pick. Second and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on third and long.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Jackson. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Being chased out left. And Jackson going to have the first down as he will get to the ground to avoid the contact. Throwing is Jackson. Dancing to his left. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch time, watch time. Tight end right. 3 down. Hey, check Mike, 27, check Mike.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 45 yards on the ground for him so far.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor. Oh, he sheds himself free. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards the pickup there. The Colts have a first down.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. First and 10, Taylor now. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to, and if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
On 3rd down, Taylor. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. To throw, Kaepernick. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. 4th down now after a loss of 2. Blankenship's kick is good. And that will knot us up at 10. So they come away from this opening drive of the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree.
It got his man complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens on one play have taken the lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. They run again with Hines. And they stop him up short of the 1st down as they get him at about the 43. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Elsewhere, second half is underway up in Orchard Park. Chargers have scored again, so they are really opening it up. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Kaepernick hit, fumble. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Well, I know he doesn't want a fumble lost by his name, but it was fourth down. I don't think he was going to get to the marker anyway.
I think he just hired you as his attorney because you have just argued that this fumble is actually okay.
I'm just saying not all fumbles are created equal, and the defense would have had the ball there anyway.
Okay, so the defense gets credit now, right? Someone
Yes.
gets a nice little mark by their name, but it really doesn't hurt the other guy because he wasn't getting there anyway. I like that. Good job.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Jackson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And the Colts are right back in this football game. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this fourth quarter deficit. Now, this series could very well determine our outcome. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. First target, first catch, and a first down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
They fake the give. Now Kaepernick. He'll get this off to Taylor. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They run once more with Taylor. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Open space inside the 10. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Taylor. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. And with a play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. On second down now, it's Taylor. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here, 3rd and goal. They'll look to run with Taylor, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter.
Rodrigo
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. The interception on the last drive proved costly, led to the tying score, so 17 all as they come up on a first down. Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. Into the secondary, past the 40, and all the way up to the 45-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. On the give is Nwangu, and he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Throwing, Jackson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. In on the sack, the former Buckeye, Tyquan Lewis. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Mike, 53. 53. Mike, let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. It's a run, it's a run. 53's the Mike. 53, check 53. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today. Check. 53's Mike. Check, 53.
Here's Jackson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking, but to me it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. And nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sideline. And this is going to be intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Major used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
43's the mic. 43's the mic. Army, Army. Army, Army.
Jackson. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Jackson to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Chase Young able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
A short kick taken at the 18. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it, because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses, because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. Double dog. That's the way. You change it. It's you. It's me. That's it.
On third down, Jackson steps away to his left. And that is incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
Here's Sam Cook now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it, but they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 141 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Hines. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. On 2nd down, it's Taylor, and he'll work this one up to about the 38.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Again, it's Taylor, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. They get left with just 1 remaining here at OT. A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. What can Kaepernick do now with his drive? Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a 1st down.
Well, let's begin by trying to get into the mind of the head coach. He's telling us he wants to win the game right now. That's why they went for it and got it on 4th down.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game. So he's really made his presence felt in this one.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Taylor, he'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. On the handoff, Taylor. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
A gain of 15. And the Colts first down.
Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Indianapolis, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.